Going to something that I really like to do, and that is tailoring your fakes to your opponent, and also learning from what your opponent does to make even better fakes. All right? Cool. So that's what we're going to go through. So let's start out, and I'd like to ask y'all, when we go into the components of a fake, what are some components of a fake? Anyone? Give me some different components. What goes into a fake? Right?
Your feet.
Feet. Absolutely. So what with your feet?
Stepping to misdirect them.
Stepping, maybe stepping offline, maybe getting closer back or farther back, or offline, right? Off center line. What else, right?
Shifting your weight.
What?
Shifting your weight.
Shifting your weight, right? Absolutely. Especially if you're trying to do something explosive, learning to come forward. Yeah. Anything else? For instance, maybe level change, right? You know, this is a fake. I could drop down and throw up. I really didn't do anything, right? I just dropped and came up, right? So we can put level change in. Is there anything else? Anything else anyone can think of? Right?
Your body.
Your body, absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe dropping your shoulder, right? Maybe dropping both your shoulders like I do so often, all right? You know? Maybe the pump fake, right? There's two different things. You know, sometimes it's as simple as dropping down here and throwing up, and sometimes I need to actually pump fake, right? There's so many different things that go into fakes and feints that we can work on, and what I want y'all to do is really look at all the different components when we're going through this, and think about the components, because I promise you that's the most important part. It's not the sword, it's not the shot, right? If I'm faking monkey, right? So we'll talk about this. Say I want to hit him in the shoulder, all right? So I might come up and go like this and throw up, right? But if we look at that in slow motion, what did I really do with my sword? I did this. It didn't move. I didn't really do anything. I may have come with my sword over here, but my sword's not supposed to be here, right? So maybe I pulled my sword into guard just to add some movement, right? And so that's one thing you really got to think about and make sure you're focusing on, because it's the components that are the most important part. Too many people want a fake, and they come up here and they think a fake goes like this. It's not. That's like throwing two shots only you stopped one. You might as well have just thrown the combo, right? Because it's too slow. It doesn't look right. If I throw here, I don't throw here like this, right? This isn't actually what I look like when I throw here. Right? So it's not even that good of a fake. If I want to throw here, I throw like this, right? So my fake needs to look like I'm throwing like that. Does that make sense? Okay? So, the other thing that's really important when we're doing these fakes is that you want to be explosive with this stuff, right? When you fake, right? When you fight, I mean, if I hit him in the shoulder, I don't go like this, right? It's a full body explosion. Okay? So the fake has to look the same way. All right? If the fake doesn't look the same way, it doesn't look like a shot. I can't go like, right? It just doesn't look quite right. It might hit some people, but it's not going to hit the best because the first thing didn't look like a shot. Instead, I can go, now that looks like a shot. Right? My whole body exploded into what was nothing, but it feels like a real shot at that point. Right? Does that make sense? So, we're going to go over a few fakes here, and I want y'all to really think of the components, and I'll break them down. So let's very actively work on the components of the fake and that explosive nature, because that's the most important part. Remember, your sword should be doing the least amount of work in a fake, right? It really should. If I'm doing this, that's too slow, right? By the time they've realized this is a fake, they've had all of that time to react, versus by the time they figured out that was a fake, they have that much time to react. All make sense? All right, so I want to start with a couple fakes, and once again just work on this stuff. So the first fake, right, real basic, and this is one of my favorite fakes, it works extremely well, is we're gonna come here, and in full speed, we'll start right here. I'm gonna throw for the shoulder, is where my intended target is. So I wanna freeze him over here, so I'm just gonna go like that, and throw over, okay? And now, let's look at what the components of this fake actually are, right? When I come in, I tilt my body, right? Take a step, tilt my body. I'm going to pump my sword. Remember, that's all it is. And for me, it's literally tightening my hand, right? I tighten my arm and hand, and it looks good, right? It looks like I want to do something, but I'm not, right? So, then, we've got here. From here, you see my knees also came down. This is important. It's part of a level change, right? So that when I can come from here, I can stand up as I throw, which gives me even a better angle. All right? My hair is driving me crazy. I have to fix this. Cut it. No. So, why don't y'all break up in twos? And I want to go through this part kind of fast. I want to make sure that everyone's seeing the components, because really, this is just a little bit of practice, and then we go on to what I think is the most important part of the class, and that's developing your own fakes, really learning to tailor them to an opponent, and learning to adapt to your opponent as well. But I want to first, why don't we break up in twos, and we're going to do some fakes and feints, and just work on using the different components, okay? All right, let's get in two.